Did you know that almost a century ago, a groundbreaking aerodynamics experiment shaved a precious 0.2 seconds off a world-class sprinter's time? Italian engineer Luigi Crocco and Olympic hopeful Orazio Mariani teamed up in 1938 inside Rome's Guidonia Montello wind tunnel. Primarily built for aircraft, they secretly tested Lycra suits and staggered starts. Imagine if such innovations had been mainstream decades before wind-assisted records became the norm. What if I told you that today's cutting-edge biomechanical research owes a debt to these forgotten pioneers? Hi everyone, I'm Robert, and welcome back to the channel where we uncover the fascinating intersections of technology, sport, and history. Today we dive into the story of the wind tunnel pioneers of the 1930s, a tale of innovation, secrecy, and a forgotten partnership that reshaped athletic performance forever. Over the next few minutes you'll learn how Luigi Crocco and Orazio Mariani dared to experiment with wind tunnel technology in a regime known for its strict rules. The surprising detail that they tested what we'd now call high-performance Lycra suits decades before such uniforms revolutionized sport, and how their unorthodox methods, once banned by Mussolini's regime, eventually laid the groundwork for the streamlined uniforms you see in modern competitions, including the 1968 Mexico City Olympics. To fully appreciate this incredible innovation, we first need to understand the scene. First, consider the experiment's setting. Rome's Guidonia Montello wind tunnel. Many know this facility as an aircraft testing ground in the 1930s. What's lesser known, however, is that it was ingeniously repurposed in secret for sports analysis. During Mussolini's regime, innovation was driven by both national pride and military requirements, making experimental projects both a gold mine and a risky endeavor. Next, let's focus on the key figures, Luigi Crocco and Orazio Mariani. Crocco was renowned as an engineer, and Mariani as a top sprinter of his time. Their partnership bridged the gap between technical science and athletic performance, creating a prototype of wearable aerodynamic research that we see today. In a time when such collaboration was considered unconventional, they risked their reputations, and possibly their careers, to challenge the status quo. Now think about their unorthodox methods. While many know that their techniques were later banned by the regime, few realize they employed tailor-made Lycra suits and staggered start strategies that were decades ahead of their time. These innovations hinted at a future where biomechanics and aerodynamics would revolutionize performance. Next, we dig deeper into the revolutionary techniques they employed. The first technique was using wind tunnel testing for athletic applications. Traditionally used for aircraft, wind tunnel testing provided objective data on drag and resistance. Key for optimizing athletic form. Picture a giant roaring tube of wind with sensors attached to both athletes and state-of-the-art gear, meticulously tracking every ripple of air movement. By understanding these forces, Crocco and Mariani refined methods that not only reduced air resistance drastically, but also enhanced overall performance. The second technique involved the design of aerodynamic Lycra suits. Before the advent of high-tech fabrics, their custom-designed suits were an innovative attempt to reduce friction in mid-air. Imagine fabric that clings perfectly to the body, moving in sync with every muscle contraction, cutting down the turbulent air surrounding a moving runner. This design was a precursor to today's streamlined athletic uniforms. The third technique was the implementation of staggered start strategies. A seemingly simple adjustment, the staggered start was tested to optimize a sprinter's takeoff and acceleration. Visualize athletes positioned on a curved line, arranged so that each runner starts at an angle that minimizes wind interference. Though subtle, this method highlighted the importance of initial positioning, a lesson that still informs competitive strategies today. The fourth innovation was the integration of early data and biomechanical analysis. Even without modern computers, Crocco and Mariani's detailed note-taking and visual observations served as an early form of biomechanical data analysis. Envision scientists with clipboards, sketching every nuance of motion and airflow patterns, and methodically experimenting in a quiet, focused lab. This practice laid the foundation for modern sports science. Beyond the technical marvels, the impact of Crocco and Mariani's work rippled through both culture and everyday life. Their experimental Lycra suits, rediscovered in 1968, influenced the design of streamlined uniforms for the Mexico City Olympics. Imagine the surprise, a reawakening of old ideas to tackle modern challenges. Their meticulous methods laid the groundwork for contemporary studies in sports biomechanics, inspiring advancements from shoe technology to aerodynamic posture correction. And in communities across Italy, whispers of their forbidden experiments have grown into local legends, inspiring even the smallest sports facilities to experiment and innovate. These stories remind us that innovation can come from the most unexpected places, and that the spirit of experimentation always fuels progress. To wrap up, we've explored how a hidden experiment from the 1930s, where Luigi Crocco and Orazio Mariani worked in secret, pioneered techniques that resonate in sports and biomechanics even today. From repurposing an aircraft wind tunnel for sports testing to designing aerodynamic suits and refining staggered starts, their legacy reminds us that great ideas often emerge during the most challenging times. What inspires me most is the power of collaboration across disciplines, a lesson as true now as it was then. Which aspect of this forgotten history surprised you the most? Could our current innovations be the foundation for the next breakthrough? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this dive into sports history and innovation, please like, share, and subscribe for more stories that blend science, history, and sport. Thank you for joining me on this journey through time and innovation. Until next time, keep exploring and questioning the status quo.